Hey everybody, how's it going? I just wanted to make a quick video because I'm super excited today. I just got one of my Kickstarter items I've been waiting on for a while now. And I can't wait to show you it. I'm going to do an unboxing here. And so hopefully you enjoy it. And I look forward to seeing what you think. Alright everybody, as you can see, I got myself a new Robo R2. I had an original Robo R1 off of the original Kickstarter campaign. And so the beauty is they gave me an opportunity to get in on getting the R2 first for a bit of a discount with the new Kickstarter. And so I jumped right on that. So I'm going to go ahead and start breaking into this, see what we find. I'm very excited. This will be, what can I say? I'm very excited about this. This is something I've been waiting for months now, ever since they announced the original release of this, the specs, things like that. Whoa! Hey, a box inside a box. And it's funny, this box looks weak enough. I may not have to pull it straight out, but we'll see. Oh, handle! Alright. Hopefully that all went like it was supposed to. And I'm going to move this thing off to the side. Alright. So as you can see, beautiful box and packaging on the new R2. This looks really nice. It's funny, as I think I still might have, or I finally got rid of the original box for the R1 I had. But this is pretty. It says CES Award, and for people who don't know about Robo3D, they're essentially the most prolific 3D printer company out in the US. I think there's more Robos on the market than you can find of pretty much anyone else. Big part of that is just the convenience and ease that it comes pre-set up, ready to go out of the box, so you can get printing pretty darn quick. I like the graphics on this a lot. Admittedly, I don't know. I'm assuming I'll take that. Oh, look. Little clips around the sides. That looks like that one either already failed or wasn't one. That might be why it kind of popped the way it did. And then should, oh, these just come out. There we go. Pop, pop. And this should just pull right off. All right. Pretty picture. Look at that. All right, do a quick another spin around of it. Oh, it does have windows. That makes me happy. All right, so right up at the front, see the touchscreen, the external USB port, and it comes, see how it's all situated and packed. One of the things they talked about on the starter was having to do the last minute, or the checks and such, to make sure the quality of the shipping would work well, come through just fine. So, we got front of it, spin around, you can say just one of the sides. The back of it, it's got taped down, or should be the two holders for the spools on the back, as well as you can see the electronics coming out through to the print head, and kicking it all the way back around. There are windows on the sides here. It's nice. It looks like a built door in the front here that's zip tied shut. Here we've got some little plastic brackets to hold everything in place so things don't move around in shipping. I don't see any paperwork on it about taking it all out of here, so I may have to figure it out as I go. So we shall see here. Alright, so I don't need to worry about the back stuff. I need to get the things out of it. And so I'll figure this out as I go. Windows are just covered plastic and everything. That's where it's at, so I can't open that, so I probably need to cut those first. Now let's see if these scissors will do it. Or if I have to get a knife or something else. Do this without scratching the finish. I may have to get some tighter cutters for this. Getting this the right way, use a blade. So hopefully this will make it a little easier. Can't do this without. There we go. There's one zip tie. There's two. Yep. And look at that. Voila! An open door. All right. Those are taped inside there, so we'll move that. All right. Next piece. It's like magnet connection here. But really I want to take things out so that everything is packed in here pretty sturdy. So it looks like I need to pull this entire piece out at once. So I'm taking out styrofoam along the way. It looks like this whole piece just double checking, that is just packaging. So everything is out of the inside. Now it looks like it's just all the foam pieces, the tape, the covers, and what's in the box. So we're going to look at the box next. I'm going to set this up on the table so we can look at getting it started. I'll finish taking all the plastic, everything off it, and go from there. Now it's time to see what's in the box. What's in the box, Robo? Make the imagined. That's actually a pretty good tagline. So, setting that aside, open things right up. It looks like it's this way around in the box. Directions, quick start guide. Talks about all the clips. Although I'm curious if it shows all of the where all the pieces on the inside are, all the tape. Sometimes, because I know in regular print ones, you'll often see where all the tape's at, and that helps a lot. I don't see that here. I see what looks like just starting up. Doesn't have the whole unboxing piece, and that's okay. And it has it, of course, in both what looks like English on one side, and I say Francais, French or other on the back side, Spanish, French, that kind of thing. So we will come back to this. This will be our next piece. 1 year of Autodesk Fusion 360 commercial subscription. Well, awesome. Software to go with is always good. Welcome to the Revolution! And so a message from the owners about enjoying your new R2. Which is great. I've talked to these guys at CES before. Several times they're very receptive to my discussions and help me out a lot with my R1. So I am a big fan of the Robo guys. What else do we have here? That is software and models, a little USB stick there that is going to be the initial thing to load on the computer. As all needed, a good scraper. Get things built off of the print. What else do we have here? Little toolkit. Oh look, stickers and swag. As well as, let's see, what is this? Tube lube. I'm not sure what that is for yet. That'll be something to look up. And then tweezers, which are always nice to have, and Allen wrenches, assuming to adjust and move things as needed. And it looks like a metal plate that says Robo. Not sure where or what that is for on the actual Robo. So we'll go through the rest of directions for that. Again, the packaging is nice. So then, as we lift up, we have the essentially Bowden tube, or tube allowing you to run the filament through to reach into, which should be essentially here-ish, into the top of the machine. It's an assumption there. external power supply to be able to run, and it's nice because the input is a standard 3-prong computer plug, which connects to a 4-prong, it looks like, custom adapter into the power supply. And then there should be, I'm assuming, at least a sample filament to start things off with. And it looks like they're starting out with the classic Robo Blue PLA as an initial starter spool. Coming in vacuum sealed, so moisture free. 1.75 millimeter PLA filament. And so that is what's in the box. All right, time to follow directions and get this thing put together. All right, so we are now ready to go through the initial setup. It says no file loaded. It's got the touch screen, shows the temperature on the extruder. And I suppose I can actually take that off. What was that? Oh, wow, that's a sensitive touchscreen. Alright, so the network says to start with settings, which I'm in. Go to Wizards. And we're going to go to filament loading and start. Maybe. So, okay, it says it's heating to 230 degrees Celsius for the extruder, and we'll see what it says next. This is one of those updates they were supposedly doing with the, basically between the R1 and R2 as well as the C2, is really making it easier to do the prints. Do everything from the touchscreen essentially. Load the filament, pull it out, things like that. I can see up here where there's room for a second print head, which is something I'm definitely going to invest in as soon as it's available. That would be nice. Cut, use tip, did that. Clean tip, did that. Press next when you see filament extruding. Yep, it's extruding. Okay, so that's kind of funny. They extruded because of the fans in there, a little bit of airflow, pushed it off to the side. That's kind of funny. Alright, so it's loaded, it's done. We've loaded the filament. Next! So now it goes back into Wizards, and it wants to do offset Z wizard. Okay. Moving X or Z axis to minimum position. So you can hear it now started, and it should be lifting. There it goes. Lifting the bed all the way up. It's fine. I don't think there's any sensor that says the door's open or anything. Wouldn't be surprised if that's a hack someone figures out. But while this is up, take the tape off here. Nice thing, this base on here is sturdy. And it looks like they did two things. With a tray that lifts it is nice and sturdy. It still has hand-controlled springs to tighten and adjust things. Like this one here is oddly loose, so I'm going to tighten it at least down, at least hand tighten. Those ones are a little tighter, so do a little more tightening. To avoid melting the bed, the printer now wait for the extruder and bed to cool down. Using the buttons below, adjust the bed height so you can feel a piece of paper barely grabbed by the nozzle as you slide it around. I was wondering if they're going to still do the paper trick on this or not, or if they found a different way to do it. And so, okay, I'm going to get these all, like I said, just hand tighten because the one in the back here was real loose. And so, I'll make sure it's kind of ready to go here. All right, so piece of paper. It's nice that they give you one as a welcome letter. So it says using the buttons below. So put the paper in and hit it down. Oh wait. Oh, that's weird. I'm not used to where the I'm having to move the bed up versus down. Okay, let's get it close. Go to the 1mm or 0.1. Still fine. Fine. Ah, not quite. There it is. The part is I have to make sure that's not just the bump in the paper. Oh, that's grabbed. So right there. Done with that one. Okay, so Z offset has been captured. Guess that's it. Admittedly, I'm not sure how straight the bed is because I had to adjust those. Not sure if there's anything else I have to do for that. Following the directions, it says I'm good. So now it says, for the files, do a test print. Okay, so it has R2 test print, which looks like a good option. It's nice, these files are loaded at April 22nd, so you can tell it's fairly new. Alright, so we'll do test print. Sets it to a negative 6.7 Z offset, 30% infill, 0.2 layer height, and it says this will be 56 layers, with an estimated print time of 42 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and start that. Alright, to bring it up, it has a percentage layout on here, so I'm going to go ahead and close that door now. It's very light on the magnet, so it does hold now. I pulled all the plastic off it. That's good. So the other things I'll have to figure out is how to do the, like there's a Robo app for the phone that I can do. But there's also, so there's connect to Wi-Fi, I can set that up, which I'll probably do because I have lots of prints on the computer. Things I never finished with my R1. I'll have to play with the software, and that'll be probably one of the next steps. So what I may do is leave this running, go to the desktop and show how that works as I load this up. Just kind of keep this on the background. Supposedly, there's a camera built into this somewhere, I was told. No idea where that's at. Maybe in the corner up here, it looks like there could be something. Because there's supposed to be a camera that you can record to how the print's going. And it would be awesome if it was fixed up in that corner. So we shall see. The rest of this, though, I don't think I need. The rest of it's in different language, and so no more quick start. That's pretty much it for the way you get it set up and get going with the R2. Looks like that's pretty much it, so the rest will be done on software. Right now, though, for those who aren't aware, it's going through the honing, or not honing, sorry. It's measuring each of the points on the bed to make sure what the level is on it. And hopefully there's no errors on that, and we'll see what it does. Currently, the bed and extruder still have not heated up. So this is the initial, on the R1, it would do a 9-point. So center, each side, and then each corner with the center point as well. So do 9 points. This one seems like it's doing significantly more. So 1, 2, was it 3? Looks like 4 points across on the x-axis. Yeah, it looks like 4 points on X. And on the Y, that would have been like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it might be a 16 point, I'm assuming. Now it's moved to the corner and it's starting to heat both the bed and the extruder. And it should be for this print as it gets to 30-ish, I think, on the extruder side, and I think the bed shouldn't go more than about 40C for it to print, but I forget what the setting was in there. So I'm not going to say this is a bad thing, but out of the box, one of the things I didn't do or check, I just set it up to the network using the Wi-Fi, but I also checked for updates, and there's already an update to the version. Out of the box, it was version 1.4.2, I believe, but it's going up to 1.5.0 as the update now. But one of the things I was noticing on it is the Z offset is not correct in that it was printing above the piece there, as well as for whatever reason it kept telling me that I'm out of filament, even though I clearly had filament and it was extruding. So, alright, it says it's updating. Your printer will restart after the update is finished. Please do not turn off the printer. Okay. Will not turn off the printer. One of the nice other things about the way they built this one with the side windows and the front door, is it should keep the internal temperature a little more precise, which is only a good thing. So this door back here is a little cockeyed. Other things to note that I like is it doesn't look like you have to get under it for any reason. It looks like you can do everything kind of externally. So that's kind of nice. Alright. Let's see if we can fix that Z offset so it'll actually print. Okay, the paper thing again. It's weird because it's happened to me even when I did my R1 and the way the base software would work. It wouldn't... you do the offset, follow the directions, but when you actually went to print, it would still be way too high off the print bed. So in the software, I'd have to go in and tell it to like drop down a little bit till it's almost squishing it on the bed. So maybe I was just too lax with it, where it was just touching. I need to go that step below this time so that it's grabbing it. I'll try that. They always say so it's grabbing, but I mean, I'm going to get it close this time. Hopefully that'll make the difference. I'm also going to look into here. Woo! Board's actually branded as Robo. There's a nice fan in there and plenty of room. Several USBs all connected to a controller there. So everybody, finished the first print. And this is their test print that they send with it. Now granted, the bottom did not come out so well because the Z offset is off. When I tried to calibrate it, I even tried to make it a little shorter by the wizard on it. It came to a -6, or was it -6.6, I think it was. 6.6, before that was a 6.7. So I changed, or no, it was a 6.5. So I changed it down to a 6. Or it was a 6, down to a 6.3. So we'll see how this next one does. I'm trying to do a torture test or a 3D benchmark essentially on it. So we'll see how that goes. But just so you can see the actual kind of what the test print was. 3 cylinders inside of a triangle going up. Like I said, the bottom, because of the way it was printing higher than it should, not squishing it, the kind of almost raft underneath it essentially failed. I peeled that off. But the overall layers on the side look pretty good. There's a little bit of bubbling in this wall, so hopefully it's going to calibrate now on this one, and we'll see what the first layer looks like. And if it works well, I'll zoom in and do a time lapse of it actually printing. I may even try to use the onboard camera that I finally found, which is up in this corner over here. So, okay, that. So better. Still a little too high. And so let's go ahead and cancel this. And we'll do one more. Oh, it's so much closer. So much closer. So what I went into is I went into options and EEPROM. And this is one where it's not in the actual like manual or anything I saw. I just kind of saw it. But it has home offsets. Right now I have it 6.3. And so changing the size of it down to tenths, I'm going to do it to 6. Oh, probably 6.1 will put me right on edge for where I want to be, because it's close. Like, not quite squished, but pretty damn close. So I went 2 more on it. Another interesting thing that's happening is the initial extrusion, as it's coming down a little bit's bleeding out the front. I don't know what's doing that. Okay, that might be too much, but we'll see. And so I put it down 2 more tenths, essentially. We'll see what it does. Something I do need to point out that I learned after the fact, much how I was challenged with figuring out why it was stopping in the middle of the prints at the beginning, and it was saying that it was out of filament. Well, that's because at the back here, as the filament comes in through and into the Bowden tube, that is an actual sensor for how much filament is left. So when it runs through there, the print will only continue on for a certain amount of time before it stops. The thing that it doesn't tell you in the manual explicitly, although it does kind of show it in the picture, is that there are 2 holes there because the R2 is designed to be able to work with 2 extruders. Unfortunately, it's not labeled which one's 1, which one's 2. You have to infer it somewhat by the same side as what side the extruder that's already installed on the printer is on, so that you wouldn't cross the actual bone tubes. You'd only cross on the back, perhaps, the filament itself, depending on where you place it. And so make sure it's going through the right hole, or if you're getting the error that it's saying you're out of filament, that's probably the problem. Another issue I learned is when pulling off the bed to remove a print, make sure that when you put the bed back on, hit the big button at the front that says reconnect the bed. I was wondering for a while why a print wasn't starting until I came back over to the printer and saw that it said it needed to officially reconnect itself. It doesn't do it automatically. Well, everybody, hopefully that was a fun introduction to the new Robo3D's R2 printer that just came out after their Kickstarter. You should definitely go out and pick one up yourself. This hopefully will give you some idea of what to expect when you open the box and how to get things started right away to get printing, honestly, really fast. I think even when I was figuring it out and going piece by piece, it still took me less than an hour to have everything up, running, going, and already grabbing things off my computer to print for itself. And so you too can go ahead and get to 3D printing right away with an R2. It's a great, great looking printer. And so far I'm very happy with how everything's coming out. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll catch you again.